the number of cases that have joined, I was reading where that would not impact the investigation itself on what would be the recommended suspension length. And this was last week. But the settlements, unless you're just under the guise that it doesn't matter if he settled or not, it was going to be this suspension the entire time, I don't know how the settlements wouldn't factor into that process.
Yeah, they're just saying, to my knowledge, they're trying to tell us that it took us this long to get the information we needed. We have all the information needed. The fact that he's settling and getting out of any further liability with these 20 people has nothing to do with it because we have all the info we need on it, whether that's a big-time suspension or a 2-game suspension, which we don't know yet. They're saying we have all the info regardless.
I think it would affect the timetable, which I'm not convinced is written in stone yet. And I don't know. I think when we hear what the investigation concluded, if we hear what the investigation concluded, then we'll know if this was BS or not. And I don't know how much we're going to hear about what the investigation concluded, though I think we should. I don't know that we need it in sordid detail, but we need some conclusion, some conclusive, the conclusion of the report, if not the content of the report.
Oh, there are going to be a ton of questions with this.
Yeah.
Are
they going to answer them, though? Or are they going to, go more like they've gone with the recent investigations of ownership? Did they get a verbal report?
They will be far more transparent with this.
They're going to be very transparent with the player. Again, if you're looking for fairness... Not that they
shouldn't be with ownership.
Right.
I mean, they should be with all of it.
Right.
I agree they should be more transparent with ownership, but, I mean, people that are pushing for some sort of equality when it comes to how owners and players are treated, keep hoping and wishing and dreaming and seeing if your pockets fill up doing that, because that ain't going to happen. Well, they're always going to be treated differently because they are the bosses. They are Goodell's boss.
Here's why
they will be treated differently.
Here's why I think they may not be so transparent. I'm not convinced they got that much information.
Well,
because the grand jury stuff's behind closed doors and sealed, and there hasn't been that much outside of closed doors. And if these women aren't speaking that much to investigators or whatever, then what compels them to? What compels them to speak to the NFL?
Well, they spoke to the NFL.
11 did, and how much did they say? We don't know.
Remember the Real Sports deal where they were saying, I felt like I was, they wanted to answer more questions. They felt like the NFL was okay, open and shut type deal, right. Asked some very strange questions, didn't really feel like they cared one way or the other about it. They were just kind of going through the motions, was what the women that spoke with the NFL came back with.
So they'll look back.
I think there's plenty. If you want to understand the allegations made against Deshaun Watson, there's all sorts of material out there where you can read everything about what's being alleged. So getting information on what these women are claiming is not difficult. Now, their discussion with Deshaun Watson, how forthcoming he is based on his attorneys being, I don't know with all that, but I don't think there's any shortage of info on what the women are claiming.
But new information. I'm looking for what did they uncover as new information. The reason they're investigating it is to uncover and unearth more information than is out there. And when they don't have more information than is out there, they're going to look foolish. I'm not going to be surprised because they continue to think that they are the FBI or the CIA or Texas law enforcement, which they are not.